Today on Dr. Phil. She's 7 months pregnant.
Sarah, I'm Dr. Phil.
I know who you are.
Out of control.
I said that. I didn't want that talked about.
You're not running this show.
And putting her baby at risk.
You've smoked crack and used heroin.
Once or twice isn't really like using.
Why did you refuse to take a drug screen? And if anybody cares about this unborn child, then tell me the truth.
All right, I need to stop.
Let's do it.
Have a good show, everybody. Here we go.
I hate to see people suffering, and you've hurt long enough.
Stand by, Dr. Phil.
Both of you, take
I'm going to get you the help that you need.
In 5, 4,
This is going to be a changing day in your life. Take a look at these pictures. They are the aftermath of a fiery crash caused by a 16-year-old girl purposely leading police on a high-speed chase. She says she gunned the gas, flipped her rearview mirror, and blasted the music to drown out the sound of sirens. Surprisingly, she survived the crash, but her reckless behavior is nearly killing her mother, Kristin. Take a look.
My 18-year-old daughter, Sarah, is absolutely out of control.
No one can ever control me to this day. I'm gonna do what I want.
Sarah started using drugs and drinking in middle school.
Sarah's drug use has escalated over the years, going from marijuana to pills to crack and heroin.
She was so out of control, I went to the local courts. The court system assisted in getting her into programs for at-risk youth. She ended up going to different group homes.
Being in group homes was like awful because I'd either get kicked out or I would run away from them.
Once Sarah had run away from a group home, and I got a call after 4 days of her being missing.
I'm not talking about that. Now I'm gonna go smoke a cigarette.
I was terrified and so afraid for her.
Sarah seemed to be spiraling more and more out of control.
One night someone offered to, just give me heroin, and I had never tried it before, so I decided to take my mom's car and go and get it.
Sarah didn't have a driver's license. The police tried to pull her over.
That resulted in a high-speed police chase, which ended where the car burst into flames and the police officer broke her out of the car. I don't know what to do.
I never feel like I know what Sarah's gonna do next.
Well, unfortunately, it gets worse. Kristin was recently diagnosed with breast cancer and feels time could be running out to save her daughter and her unborn grandchild. That's right. Sarah is 7 months pregnant. Kristin is terrified that her grandbaby will be born addicted because Sarah admits to smoking cigarettes and marijuana every day and a 2-week crack and heroin binge just 1 month ago. Now, as you can imagine, my biggest concern today is the well-being of the unborn baby.
I couldn't imagine things getting any worse. 7 months ago, Sarah found out she was pregnant.
I'm excited about being pregnant. I feel like having a baby will definitely help me get my priorities straight.
Sarah is currently still using drugs.
When I was first pregnant and I was doing drugs, I only used heroin and crack for 2 weeks. The only drugs I use at the moment is I just smoke marijuana. I do smoke cigarettes, at least a pack a day.
The first time I saw Sarah high after knowing she was pregnant, my heart just dropped. I'm so angry at her for doing this to her son.
Sarah says she only used hard drugs at the beginning of her pregnancy, but I no longer believe anything that Sarah says. Sarah is a drug addict.
I do not feel like I have a drug problem whatsoever. I wouldn't say my life's out of control. I can smoke crack or do whatever, and then the next day I'll wake up and I won't even want it.
I'm not so much afraid that this baby's going to be born addicted as I am that he's going to be born alive. My biggest fear with Sarah in her pregnancy is that she's done irreversible damage to that little boy, and she'll have to live with the consequences of that.
Less than a year ago, Kristin was diagnosed with stage 2 breast cancer and has been undergoing chemo and radiation treatments. Kristin says her cancer diagnosis has not stopped Sarah's raging behavior.
8 months ago, I was diagnosed with breast cancer.
Sarah will come home, slamming doors, and start with verbal abuse right away on her mother.
I call my mom a bitch, everything that could possibly think of.
I went through 12 rounds of chemotherapy and 33 radiations.
Now that she has had cancer, she threw her own sympathy party and expected everyone, oh, feel bad for me. I mean, millions of people have cancer. I'm not gonna wait on you hand and foot. We're not gonna shine your shoes and brush your hair that's gone. My mom has used her cancer to gain sympathy from people. I feel like my mom just likes to play the victim in every situation she possibly can. I feel like she is making a bigger deal about her cancer than it really is.
Sarah's upset whenever she doesn't get all the attention. It's all about Sarah all the time.
I feel like my mom thinks the world should revolve around her because of her cancer. I don't think she thinks it does. I think she thinks it damn well should, but it is not going to in my world.
Okay, Kristin, Ralph, good to meet you. Sorry for the circumstance. We have an empty chair here because Sarah now is backstage refusing to come on. What's your biggest fear?
That my daughters both are gonna die, and that baby's gonna be either permanently damaged or not alive.
We've been talking about Sarah. You have another daughter.
Sadie,
Sadie.
yes.
Sadie is using drugs as well.
Yes, Sadie's in the same position as Sarah, minus a pregnancy.
Minus the pregnancy. And you have concerns for this unborn child, right?
Of course.
And this child now is, we're guessing, 7 months into the pregnancy.
Yes, sir.
So certainly viable at this point. And your daughter is ingesting all manner of drugs. I mean, some we know about and some we probably don't know about.
Yeah.
And listen, the baby gets blood and oxygen supply from the mother through the placenta, and what she takes in and puts in her blood goes through and goes to the baby. For example, this heroin that she's talking about using, we have found, research indicates that the level of toxicity within the baby can be between 50 and 100% of what's in the mother.
Oh, God.
So the baby's using drugs.
Yeah.
And your daughter also smokes.
Yeah. Yes.
4,000 chemicals in tobacco, 60 known carcinogens. All of these things going right through to the baby as well.
Yeah.
So is this an emergent situation to you? Is this something that you consider to be an emergent crisis?
Absolutely, without a doubt. It has to
do
be
you
addressed
agree?
now.
I do agree. This was an emergency a while ago, and has been. So
Yeah.
yes, it is at a crisis point right now.
Well, here she comes.
Oh, thank you.
You're a f***ing liar.
I didn't say do it. What am I lying about? What happened?
Are you serious?
I'm glad you're out here because I want, now's the time. Go ahead.
No, continue. I want to hear this. Please.
Okay.
Sarah, I'm Dr. Phil, by the
I
way.
know who you are.
You don't want to shake my hand? Okay? Let me tell you what. You know what? We can do this easy or we can do it hard.
Okay.
And I'm trying to treat you with dignity
know,
and
and
respect, but if you want to get up on your
That
hind
is-
legs and
I'm just saying that's
and be
wrong.
bratty about it, then let me tell you, you ain't going to believe what happens next.
Okay, well, that is completely wrong.
You need to rethink what you're doing.
What I'm doing.
Yeah, you need to rethink what you're doing right now and overall. Are you pregnant? And
Yes,
how
I'm
long?
pregnant.
How far are you pregnant?
27 weeks.
Okay, is it responsible for you to be taking drugs while you're pregnant?
No, it is not.
Okay,
And
then.
do you want to know something?
Yeah.
I only used the beginning of my pregnancy. I have not used it till I came here.
So what drugs have you used since you got here?
Marijuana.
What else?
I used cocaine twice.
Since you've been here?
Yes.
And you're 7 months pregnant?
Yes.
You said on the tape, you can drug screen me and I'm clean. Why did you refuse the drug screen?
All right, I need to stop for a second.
And later, she's saying she does drugs with you, and you know that your sister's pregnant.
Yeah.
But if what she's doing to this child is a crime, then you would be an accomplice. Now, when I say, are you using drugs, you went on a 2-week heroin and crack binge when you were 6 months pregnant, right?
No, it was the beginning of my pregnancy.
A month ago.
Are you kidding me?
Sarah, a month ago when you and your sister both were going out and doing that, and we know that's true. We know
You know
that
what? Even if I sat here and told you the truth and said it wasn't, and you know what, Mom, you have it in your head, whatever you want in your head of how everything is. You found paraphernalia in my bedroom when I had a friend over that was doing it. Mom, her boyfriend, you know that wasn't me.
I know.
You know that was not me. So
Okay.
do not even play that. Don't.
Well,
Stop.
Let's you and I talk for a minute. Why don't you stay out of this for a minute?
Yes,
Because
sir.
we've seen the results of your management.
You're right. You're right.
Okay,
Yep.
so let me talk to your daughter for a few minutes here.
Yes, sir.
She knows it wasn't me. She told me.
See, that's deflection. I'm not interested in that. I'm interested in the fact that you say, oh, hey, it was early on in my pregnancy. Well, let me give you a flash. When you use those drugs in the first trimester of your pregnancy, brain, spine, and central nervous system are at risk.
I know, and I feel like scumbag. Thank you.
Okay, yeah, well, you're welcome. Thank you
No, I mean-
for abusing this child. Okay, that's
What I
abuse.
want.
I'm sorry?
That's not what I want. I was doing really, really good.
In the first trimester of your pregnancy, you use these drugs, and that can cause your baby's brain to be malformed, your baby's spine to be malformed. In the first trimester.
Okay, yeah, I messed up.
Yeah, I think so. So you come here with the opportunity to get some help, and you want to be rebellious and defiant. I don't get that. You messed up. It would seem to me like you'd be saying, hey, listen, if you've got help and resources to help try to take care of my baby, to help me take care of my baby, then I would think you would be leaning into that instead of arguing with your mother. Let me tell you, your mother didn't take those drugs, you did. I'm sorry?
I haven't even been arguing with her.
You've been arguing with her since you got out here.
About using a month ago.
Because you're not telling the truth. Mom, even on that video, you said, what did you say when you found out I was pregnant? You were angry. No, you told me you were so excited. So why did you lie, though?
Doesn't matter what I'm interested in. Let me tell you, I wouldn't be talking to you except I'm here to protect this child.
I know.
Frankly, if you and your sister wanted to go out and get high, I got
not what I
10,000
want.
letters stacked up on my desk. I wouldn't be talking to you.
That's not what I want.
So why are you doing it?
I can't be around my sister. Like, it sounds pathetic, but I cannot, like, be around her. Like, she's just not a good influence for me. I try to help her. I go months and months and months doing nothing. Honestly, I swear. And then it's right when she comes around.
Well, we'll hear from her in a minute, but we interviewed you before the show to see what your attitude was and what your position was. Let's take a look at what you had to say.
My 18-year-old daughter, Sarah, is absolutely out of control.
No one can ever control me to this day. I'm gonna do what I want.
Sarah started using drugs and drinking in middle school.
Sarah's drug use has escalated over the years, going from marijuana to pills to crack and heroin.
She was so out of control, I went to the local courts. The court system assisted in getting her into programs for at-risk youth. She ended up going to different group homes.
Being in group homes was like awful because I'd either get kicked out or I would run away from them.
Once Sarah had run away from a group home and I got a call after 4 days of her being missing.
I'm not talking about that. Now I'm gonna go smoke a cigarette.
I was terrified and so afraid
Why would
for her.
I said that? I didn't.
You said in that tape piece,
I specifically said that. I didn't want that talked about.
what?
That whole subject, the situation. I specifically said it to several people.
Well, unfortunately, you're not running this show.
I know, but that
and
was
you're not running my
something
staff,
that was
and you
something-
don't get to choose
They asked
what
me.
they talk about. These are adults. They can talk about what they want to talk about.
I know, but they asked me if there was anything I didn't want to be aired to let them know. I swear to God. And that's what I told them, like, that's a sensitive subject for me, and that was, like, what, how long ago? And it's not like, yeah, I ran away, yeah.
There's a little piece of that tape that I want to replay. Watch this very closely.
No one can ever control me to this day. I'm gonna do what I want.
Nobody's going to control me. I'm going to do what I want. So that was a lie.
Because when I said that, me and the interview person were talking about my past and everything, and I said that I couldn't be controlled when I was younger in and out of placements, which I haven't been for actually over it's been a year, 2 years? Mm-hmm. Okay. And that's what I was talking about.
Okay, when you got here...
And what I mean by no one can control me to this day is, like, if I feel like something's not right, you know, I'm not going to do it. But it's just some...
Where did you get the cocaine when you were here? When you got here? How'd you get it? You walked out of the front of the hotel, and what'd you do?
I didn't get it.
Who got it for you? Your sister Sadie?
Yeah.
Okay, she went out and got it for you and came back and you did it, right?
Yeah.
And did you get drunk?
No. I don't drink when no.
Uh-huh. So you draw the line at drinking. You'll do cocaine, you'll do crack, and you'll do heroin, but you won't drink.
I haven't done any of those things except for cocaine while I was here. I've been clean for months. Why did you refuse to take a drug screen this morning? You said on the tape, you can drug screen me and I'm clean. So we brought in a nurse and offered you to do a drug screen. Why did you refuse the drug screen? It's because everything's just so, honestly, like, I feel like you're, like, trying to get me to get mad right now, and...
I'm trying to get you to what?
All right, I need to stop for a second, please. Like, I don't know. I
just didn't hear what you said. You said I'm trying to get you to what?
Can I please, like, just take a break for a second? Like, you guys, you don't understand. I'm, like, really overwhelmed right now, like...
I'll tell you what, let's take a break, and when we come back, we're going to meet this sister, and I'm either going to have a conversation with Sarah here, or we're going to have it somewhere else. We'll be right back.
By the time I turned 17 years old, I was a full-blown addict. When I first met Keith, he didn't know about my drug use.
I went out and bought padlocks so I could lock Sadie in my house. I would lock the padlocks. I put these precautions in place to make sure she wouldn't buy any more drugs.
When the girls were growing up, I was struggling. I really wasn't available to them because I was an active alcoholic. I was drinking nightly, probably 6 to 9 beers a night.
I had my first drink when I was probably like a toddler. My mom, she used to leave her beers just sitting around Sadie, and I would just like walk up and just start chugging them.
I thought I was a good mother. I really did. I was so caught up in the selfishness of alcoholism, I didn't know anything else. I feel responsible for not giving them a more secure childhood that caused them to have to make the decisions they do now.
That was Kristin admitting that she feels responsible for how her children have turned out because she was busy drinking when they were young. We're looking here at an ongoing legacy, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you chose a bad path. Yeah. You just heard her say at 2 years old, she's picking up and chugging half-empty bottles.
I had no idea.
At 2 years old, you do know she was so stressed she was pulling her own hair out.
Yeah. Yes.
Right?
Yes.
You do know at 5 she's trying to jump out of a window. You do know that this child has had extreme stress in her life because of the choices that you've made.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, so you reap what you sow.
Yep.
You did it, now she's doing it,
Exactly.
and we are in real danger of this unborn child being born addicted.
Yes. Yeah.
Do you believe that everything that you know about is what there is to know, or do you think there's more to it than
No, I'm not claiming to know everything.
I mean, she's very likely using more drugs than she's telling you about.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, they weren't here for 24 hours before they were getting high.
Yeah.
And I know she's used more than just here. I mean, I do know that, and then
Yeah.
I'm sure there's even more, you
Yeah.
know, because no one's telling the whole truth. No one's even telling a little bit of the truth.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming we're not getting the whole truth.
Yeah, we in fact got a notice of fine this morning from the hotel that we do business with. They're fining us $250 because of marijuana use in the room, because they've got to go in and redo the room. They've got to get all of that smell out of there and stuff because these girls are in there smoking dope. Yeah. Now, Kristin's other daughter, 20-year-old Sadie, also admits to using crack and heroin, even with her sister Sarah. Now, look, I'm no lawyer and I'm not in law enforcement, but I think when you recklessly endanger a child, that could well be criminal, and Sadie could well be an accomplice in that regard. We'll get to that later. Sadie says her boyfriend Keith has resorted to extreme control tactics to stop Sadie from using drugs. He padlocks her in the house, screws the window shut, and monitors her every move with a security camera.
By the time I turned 17 years old, I was a full-blown addict.
There was so much going on with Sarah. When Sadie started using drugs, I couldn't see it.
My drug addiction progressed from pain pills to heroin to cocaine to crack. 6 months ago, I started dating Keith. When I moved into his home, I became pretty much a stay-at-home mom to his daughter. I would care for her when I was high on heroin. When I first met Keith, he didn't know about my drug use.
I started to notice money missing.
I took his debit card and I would take hundreds of dollars a week.
She had taken at least $1,000 out of my pocket while I was sleeping. I hold not only Sadie accountable, but her sister Sarah as well. They'd go to the drug dealer, buy some crack or cocaine or some prescription drugs. This has made me totally lose trust in Sadie. I went out and bought padlocks so I could lock Sadie in my house. I went out and bought a safe to put my money in. I would lock the padlocks and I'd head to work. I put these precautions in place to make sure she wouldn't buy any more drugs.
I haven't touched any drugs in about 2 weeks.
Sadie left smoke crack last night.
She's sick. She's gonna die.
I've dug myself into a pretty big hole, and eventually I'm just gonna be buried alive and there's no way out.
No, it's quiet.
Now, you can whisper to me. I mean,
No.
y'all don't pay attention to this. This is between us.
I can just say
Okay.
I'm 100% willing to give custody to my mom until I get my together. If this can just be done. Like, I don't know. I'm trying, like, I'm sorry. I know I don't. Oh my God.
You understand.
It's so hard. Like, if anyone's ever been in this situation, you know how hard it is.
You're doing a good job.
Sarah, are you addicted to drugs? She's saying she does drugs with you, and you know that your sister's pregnant.
Yeah.
But if what she's doing to this child is a crime, then you would be an accomplice. Sarah, are you addicted to drugs?
No, I am not addicted to drugs.
Okay, so
I'm not. I use sometimes. I'm not addicted to drugs. I would not say I'm an addict. I do not get physically sick.
okay. I'm here as an advocate for this unborn child. You get that, right?
I
Okay.
understand. I would be too.
And I listen and hear things that not other people hear, and I've been doing this for a long, long time.
Yeah.
I just asked you if you were an addict. You said no. I use sometimes, and people that use drugs aren't all addicts. I get that.
Okay.
But what you just told me is I'm not an addict. I just choose to use sometimes and other times not. I don't have withdrawal problems,
It's just,
right?
honestly, it's when I use them, I'm with my sister.
Okay, well, I'm going to get to her in a minute. But since you say you're not an addict, then that means you choose to use. Addicts get to a point where it becomes an involuntary craving, an absolute must have,
Yeah, I don't
physiologically, psychologically, sociologically, behaviorally, every way. And you say that's not you, right? I just want to be sure.
No, it's really not.
Okay, that's not you. Okay, and
That's
see, it's kind of which is the worst of two evils, because you're just telling me, no, I don't do this out of addiction. I just choose to do it. I know I'm pregnant and I choose to do it.
I don't know why I choose to do it with her. I don't do it when I'm not with her. I don't. I don't know what makes me choose to do it when I'm with her. I just.
What would we have found in your drug screen this morning if you had agreed to step up and take it like a responsible mother, so I could get the information that I need in order to take proper detox steps to protect your child? What would we have found?
Cocaine.
So why wouldn't you take it?
Just because it's just overwhelming. Everything's just overwhelming right now. I'm really stressed out.
I didn't
I mean-
want you to take the drug screen to impeach you, because I don't need that. Because you've already said you've done heroin, you've done crack, you're smoking marijuana, you're smoking while you're pregnant. You've told me all of that. I wanted that to see what levels were and what chemicals were in your body, so I would know what would be important prenatally for your child.
I understand. I know.
I'm
I
sorry?
understand that.
Yeah, but you still said no, or you just mean you understand it now, but you didn't then.
I understand it now.
Yeah, will you take the drug screen now?
I just don't.
Okay, think about that one. She's saying she does drugs with you. Are you an addict?
Absolutely, 100%.
Yeah.
There's no
And-
control anymore.
I'm sorry?
There's absolutely no control.
Yeah. And you know that your sister's pregnant,
Yeah.
but if what she's doing to this child is a crime, then you would be an accomplice.
Yes, because we kind of feed each other's demons. Like, that's the most
Which
I
is
can
why we
explain
need-
it.
Because you admit that you've smoked crack and snorted heroin with your pregnant sister. You smoke marijuana with her daily, right?
Pretty much.
Not daily.
I'm sorry?
Well, not for like a while.
We just started hanging out again.
You've used Percocet, cocaine, and heroin, right?
Yeah, I mean, the heroin was like literally like 6 months ago, honestly, like, or maybe a little less.
Yeah.
Honestly, like, I haven't been addicted to it for a while. I got that out of my system.
Are you high now?
No, last night, to be honest.
Last night you were high. What'd you do last night?
Sleeping pills, like, it told me to put me to sleep, but it made me, like, kind of slow.
You know, we heard a tape piece from your boyfriend, and he says it's gotten to the point that you're just stealing from him, right?
Yeah.
Well, Sadie's boyfriend Keith is here today, and I have a lot of questions for him as well. She's stealing things from you, right?
The last thing she stole was a digital camcorder I had.
You just assume she sold it for crack,
Crack, heroin,
right?
you know, Percocet, whatever.
Well, Sadie's boyfriend Keith is here today. She's stealing things from you, right?
Yes.
What's she stealing most recently? What has she stolen?
The last thing she stole was a digital camcorder I had.
What'd you do with it?
I just used it to pay somebody back.
You didn't pawn it, you just paid
I
with
just,
it.
yeah, I used it for payment.
Just here's this camera, and that way we're even, or at least
Mm-hmm.
it reduces what I owe you.
Yeah.
What's your understanding about what she did with the camera?
All I know is that it was there in the morning when I left for work, and I came home and it was not there.
Yeah, you just assume she sold it for crack,
Crack, heroin, Suboxone,
right?
you know, Percocet, whatever.
You did take a drug screen. You tested positive for THC, cocaine, and meth. And you tried to water the urine down.
Yeah.
to sabotage the test, correct?
Correct.
How did you do that?
Put it under the faucet.
So you ran water and tried to dilute it?
Mm-hmm.
You know, the problem with taking street drugs is you have no idea what's in them.
Yeah, I know.
You say you just smoke marijuana, you have no idea what they fertilized it with. This isn't FDA controlled. You're just, cigarettes themselves have 4,000 chemicals in them that, and then you start street drugs, and we know the kind of people that bring you the street drugs. They seem very lab savvy to me. So you're taking, you don't even know what it is they're giving you. You know, they could be cutting it with baking soda or anything. You have no idea what's in there. You just pay your money and take them. And, you know, that's the problem, right?
Just anything to get rid of the pain. Honestly, that's all that matters at that time.
Yeah. You gonna tell me the truth about your sister?
The truth about what?
I wanna know. I wanna know what all she's doing. She didn't take a drug test, so I wanna know what all she's doing. When somebody says no to something like a drug test, I assume they have something to hide. I'm just saying, if anybody here besides me cares about this unborn child, then tell me the truth.
Yeah.
I mean, I just
Tell me
don't
the truth.
want to be the one to
I'll tell you right now what I know, and what I know from being told by her sister and by her that she's used cocaine. I heard something about ecstasy within the last couple of days of meth. Definitely smoking weed. This is what I've been told. We're here for this baby and for you guys, but for this baby, I'm gonna say whatever I know, and that is the reality of the fact. Along with the fact that a month ago, you two were using together, smoking crack together, snorting heroin together. Bottom line, that's it. That's the truth. Cut the crap. That's the truth.
That's why we're here, to be done with it.
No, but you told me that isn't the truth. You said you did that a long time ago, and you didn't use it again until you were here with your sister. Now, she's saying a month ago you were doing all of this.
You know you were.
I mean, like, once or twice isn't really like using.
What?
I understand.
Oh, that was just hilarious.
Oh, you know what? It's so ridiculous, it's hilarious. They're laughing at the ridiculousness of your statement. They're not laughing because you're funny. They're laughing because you are absurd with what you're saying.
It just didn't come out right. I don't have the right words right now.
There is no right words for what's been going on, which is why we're here.
It's just wrong.
Why do you think I took the initiative before we even came out here to get into counseling? And I already have it set up. Why do you think I did that?
What counseling do you have set up? The anger management that starts on the 28th of January?
No, I have the anger management and I'm waiting for a call back on drug counseling.
If you're not an addict, why do you need drug counseling?
I just want to learn about it, you know, like.
Ignore it.
How's that?
The laptop was missing from our house last week. That was traded for crack cocaine.
I did not steal it. You're wrong.
Sarah,
That never happened.
It did happen. I know for a fact you took it.
Have you taken ecstasy?
No, I have not taken ecstasy. I mean, honestly, my drug test would come up the same as hers, but ecstasy would not be in there.
So you would test positive for meth, cocaine?
Yeah, but, yeah.
Crack.
Crack? No crack.
Not this weekend. Not this weekend, but a laptop was missing from our house last week. That was traded for crack cocaine. We know that.
What?
But the laptop ended up coming back. We know the story.
Okay, well,
What is the story?
Probably not.
Sarah
What is
stole
the
my
story?
iPad and traded it for cocaine.
Sarah did?
No, I did not.
Last weekend?
No, I did not. I helped you look
You
for
tried
it.
to sell it to somebody, and then you didn't give it to them when they offered you cocaine. Okay?
No.
Yeah, and then you went and told that person your father was
wrong.
wiring you a couple $100s and you got more cocaine.
No,
You sound
you're
familiar?
wrong. No, you're wrong.
Sarah,
That
you're-
never happened.
It did happen.
It
It
did not
absolutely did
happen. I know what happened, and that did not happen.
you
I did
tell
not
us.
take your iPad.
You absolutely
Last
did.
time I saw it, it was on the dining room table.
Dr. Phil,
Ralph.
the counseling that's set
you
up.
told my mom it's between me and your marriage.
Well-
Okay? I've done nothing to you.
The counseling that's set up in the future is too long for me to wait. Getting to this show was almost too long for me to wait. I really appreciate it. I know you get a lot of letters, and I appreciate it. And when she stole in the house, I don't.
I've never.
It was a
stolen
line that I was just like, we
house,
can't
you
go
should
here
know
because I
that.
know
You
it's going to
told
keep
me
going.
You knew I didn't
Sarah, I know
do
for a
it.
fact you stole it. That is not even
Okay,
up for
well,
debate.
I have text from my mom saying I know you didn't do it.
I don't care about those. I know for a fact you took it.
Well, did you see me take it? No.
There were only 3 people in the
I did
room,
not
and it
take
ended
it.
up 3 streets away from my house. Whatever. I'm not even humoring this
No,
anymore
Green Street.
because you guys are incapable of telling the truth. Sadie, you're coming close. You are. Thank you.
I just don't
but
want
really
it.
cross it. No, because this is enough. I mean, like.
I'm not even lying.
Like, I'll tell the truth about myself. She can tell the truth about herself if she chooses, but
You
I'm
have
not
a
going to do it.
nephew.
They don't choose to.
Nephew who's
I know.
going to die.
Going to die? Like, really?
Look, I
knew it would
don't
happen.
respond to victim role. I'm trying
I'm
to
not
help
trying
you.
to be the victim. I
I'm
know
trying to
what I
help
did
you.
wrong. And,
I'm trying to
but I did
help
not
you here.
steal.
I'm trying to help you here and help your baby. Okay?
Yes,
You
and I'm
need
trying
help.
to help too.
And your baby needs help. Trust me. And your mother says the baby could be dead or damaged. And you go, what?
Dead or damaged. He's
Well, thank
is
God he's
active all the time.
Thank God
Every
he's moving.
doctor's appointment, it says he's growing healthy and everything.
Your behavior leading up to today and today is, to me, addict behavior. You said all of these doctor's appointments. We ask you for your doctor's contact information, name and number. Nope.
What? I didn't
give
say
to-
no.
Yes, you
Yesterday.
did.
For my
Yesterday,
what?
We asked you about the midwife. You
Who
said
called?
no.
Nobody
I won't
called
give
me.
to
My
you.
phone shut off.
he called me and I asked you.
And you said no.
Oh.
Okay. Now, were you asked for that information and did you say no?
I was barely even. I don't know. I don't know.
You don't know.
But I didn't even use yesterday. I just don't know. Like everything is just so
Did you-
overwhelming and like stressful, and it's been like so
Honestly, before we came
Okay.
here, we didn't use for 2
One
weeks.
of my staff
Either one of us.
asked you for that information and you refused to give it to her. I can have that person come out here and confirm that if it would help you organize it in your mind.
for my medical records.
Do you remember talking to Lauren? Do you remember Lauren asking you
Yeah,
for
I
your
know.
midwife's information and you say
Yeah.
no?
Well, no, I don't remember saying no because I wouldn't say no to that. Why would I say no?
Don't know.
I'm pretty sure I didn't. My phone's been shut off, and I don't remember ever telling you anything about that.
It was yesterday.
I don't
You
remember
were
telling
on
you anything
Hollywood
about that.
Boulevard, you refused to get on the phone, you were asked the information and you screamed out no.
What do you
Okay,
need that
we were-
for?
How
we
specific
were
do
on
we need to
Hollywood
get?
Boulevard, and we were walking, and I was aggravated because she kept snapping at me, and I just said, I don't want to talk to anyone on the phone right now. Like, I just don't want to talk to anyone on the phone right now. That's it. I did not say no. I didn't want to give her the information. You know I didn't. I said, I don't want to
No,
talk
what
on the
F
phone
do
right
they need
now.
that
Yeah,
for?
what the F do they
You
need
said
that for?
you said no, it's
Okay,
not
but-
relevant.
Okay, yesterday, was I not in a bad mood yesterday?
Okay, this
I
isn't an
was
essay
very
question. Did that
angry.
happen or not?
Yeah, but it's because this is why I need to work on my anger. When I'm angry, I just say things, and I just
No
need to
filter.
get back to it
We've
later.
wasted 5 minutes for you to say yes, that happened.
Because it's hard to explain. Like,
No, it's only hard to explain if you're trying to deflect
No,
and
I'm not.
confuse. It's
I'm-
not hard to explain if you just tell the truth. This is far from over, and frankly, we've just run out of time. Tomorrow, more hard questions, and frankly, a very serious ultimatum. Plus, I'm going to show Sarah something that may haunt her for a very long time. I've said that my primary concern here is the unborn child that Sarah is carrying.
Tomorrow on Dr. Phil. She's 7 months pregnant and on drugs.
She has admitted using cocaine and marijuana.
I didn't even use it today at all.
This is a loop of babies that are born addicted.
Look.
Will she go to rehab?
I don't really want to go.
So is that a no?
Or will she go to jail?
She has admitted criminal behavior. I'm just going to turn this over to the police.
Okay, wait.
That's tomorrow.
You will not want to miss tomorrow's show. If you suspect your child is using drugs, go to drphil.com for more information. Thanks for being here.